Hey! Woo! Oh gosh, please. Oh, thank you so much. Everybody have a seat right now. Right now. No, have a seat now. Was that a
Please.
vuvuzela? Is that a vuvuzela? Are we? This is the World Cup of podcasts, I guess, is what's going on. And we are Team India, Indian slash Pakistani American over here. Welcome to ABCD, American born Chatty Desis. That's us. Who's us, you ask?
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce my co-host, the ghost of Christmas past,
Oh my
Hanukkah
gosh.
present, and Diwali future. He's primarily an actor, so he's just has to work a lot of survival jobs. It's a good season for him. Omar Najam.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let me introduce my fellow co-host here.
Wait for that audience react, man.
Oh, there we okay, there we
They just
go.
love
There
you
we
so
go.
much.
Wow, that's very nice. Thank you, audience. This man has gotten the most yellow cards outside of soccer. That's right. This is Sandy Paris.
Thank you. But never the red card. Yeah. I don't aim to injure.
No.
Okay. I just there's cheap shots, but I'm not looking to hurt anybody, so I've never gotten a red card. Oh, have we got a juicy show? It's just the two of us this show.
Yep.
Which I think the people have spoken and they want a little bit of more us time. You know?
I like that. I like that.
The feedback we got was like, hey, how about just more of you guys? It definitely wasn't. I was too busy over Thanksgiving to find us a guest. That's not what the reason was. It was
it was the feedback.
the feedback. Yeah.
If just so you know, if you see a comment card, like a comment box for comment cards, we actually read all of those. Whether
Absolutely.
it's in like an IKEA, wherever,
No,
our
that's
job
what
is
we
to
put 'em.
collect.
We
Yeah.
put them in IKEAs across the country. So please check out our ABCD comment box at IKEA.
Yeah.
You can actually buy the box itself too. It's an Eiffelflufen.
Yes.
And
It's
bring
it's hard to assemble. I'll be honest. I know you're thinking this should be pretty straightforward. It's a box.
it's
We haven't
very
gotten it. We
difficult.
haven't gotten it right yet.
Yeah. Like all the Allen wrenches are in the they're like it's like Indian Allen wrenches. So they're
Yeah,
don't even know
they
what
say
that
Allen
means.
wrenches.
they're
Allen
made out of
wrenches.
sandalwood. I don't know. There's insert joke here. Hey, remember that show DesiQuest that we're gonna do soon? Do you remember do you remember the future that we're gonna do this show?
Every
DesiQuest?
day, as the ghost of Diwali future, I
Yeah.
cannot tell you how excited I am for DesiQuest. I mean, it's coming up.
It's coming
We're
up.
coming.
So,
It's on the horizon. It's coming upon us.
for those who don't know, DesiQuest is a TTRPG tabletop role-playing game. It's we're basically playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Lot of acronyms here. All South Asian cast. Jasmine Buller is going to be our DM. We have an amazing cast. So amazing. I mean, obviously amazing because the two of us are on it, but even more amazing, Anjali Bhimani.
Yes.
And Rekha Shankar.
Yes.
Round out the cast. We're so psyched for it. We raised a bunch on Kickstarter for it. So for those kind of, wanting an update, we are, it's heading to the holidays, so things are kind of slowing down. We did just bring on an awesome producer, Ash Minnick, who's going to be producing it. She's produced Dimension 20 shows before, so like could not be in better hands there. So I'm going to send out an update on the Kickstarter update thing for the people there too, with more info. But that's happening, and we're doing this. That's what brought us together. That's what forged our friendship. And now we're doing this fun little podcast here together where we talk about topical news.
Yep.
We check in with each other. We check in with our chakras.
Yep.
And and sometimes we have fun, lively guests on our show as well. So please do the thing that all podcasts beg you to do, which we're now on Spotify. So check us out.
Yes.
There as a podcast. Or you can watch us live right now with our Twitch audience, which is what we're doing. We're in front of our Twitch audience right now. I'm going to check in with them. Who's around? I see Kaiser Inix with a woo. Okay.
There we go.
We got
There we
Ben
go.
Lowe throwing some stuff down. What do you see? What do you see in the chat? Are you in there, Omar?
I'm not because my computer can't run chat and stream
No,
at the same time.
that's fine.
I'm
That's
so
fine.
sorry.
I
I'm
love
here.
calling you
I'm
out.
here to
Just,
rep
ma- just,
the
no, just pretend. Make up.
Oh,
make up some
yeah. We've got Red Panda here.
Red Panda,
Saying
yeah.
shout out to my dragon guys, which is us, I guess.
Wow, we're the dragon guys. Amazing.
Yeah,
And they
so that's
typed in all
appreciated.
those uhs. So that's,
Yeah. And it's like one's capital, one's lowercase, one's capital. It's one of those sorts of things.
Oh, camel case. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm getting some feedback from the podcast audience right now, live, as of recording. And they're saying you're doing great.
We could do that.
And then one comment I'm seeing here from the podcast audience is at time of recording is, hey Omar, remember when you said that there wasn't a pig in the Jason Momoa movie Slumberland?
Oh, yeah.
That's not true. I thank you, person who is listening to our podcast and brought that up at the time of recording. I do need to issue an official apology. I need to issue I don't mean to kick off the show on such a serious note.
Yeah,
but in the last episode, I said that Jason Momoa brought a pig to the premiere of Slumberland.
We reported on that was one of our topics.
It's one of our topics
section. Yeah.
As an homage to his pet pig, and he does have a pet pig that he could not bring from Hawaii, unfortunately. But then I also said I made the additional claim that there is no pig associated with the film Slumberland. That's incorrect. I want to apologize to everyone involved.
Wow,
that's tough.
That's rough. Someone actually played that sound effect live on our audio podcast. That's how we heard it. It's one of our audience members that played that. That's right. Yeah, I'm trying to find out who it was, but
I believe the audience member was Nimitz Blitz.
It was Nimitz Blitz. Okay. Great. Oh, who's in chat right now? Yeah, and Nimitz Blitz is saying right now, like, hey, I tried to fix this live. I was trying to help you out. Like, you have a live chat, like basically giving us shit and being like, hey, look, you guys have a live chat. We're here to get your back, and we totally fumbled the ball there. So, and by we I mean Omar.
But it's a team effort. It takes a village to screw this up. So
no, it's so true. Like I remember seeing it in chat and just being like, maybe I don't know. We'll deal with it later.
The movie came out, and it turns out it's a large portion of the story. So really fumbled the ball there.
They don't listen to us for accuracy. I don't.
But what I will say is, I do think that having a stuffed animal pig as an homage to your pet that you couldn't bring to a premiere is a little bit more streamlined of a story. I think saying, and in addition, this is a reference to the character, and also I'm a big fan of George Miller's Babe 2 or something. It starts to stack up. So I think for the purposes of the show, it was solely for the pet, but I acknowledge that's not the objective reality. So
we do what we can, we're not perfect. And that's why we have these official retractions. We take ourselves as seriously as, serious journalists. So there you go.
Yes.
That's an official first ever retraction for our show. I mean, that's kind
big.
of
it takes
exciting.
It takes a big man to apologize, and I'm just like one of the best, greatest guys.
It takes a bigger man to just admit that they're a big man, and just be proud of it and just own it. Instead of this whole like fake humility thing, like just call it out. Call it as you see it. Like
I'm just
you're a big fucking
splendid
deal.
guy. I'm huge. I'm very tall.
You are tall.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
that is how tall are you again?
I'm at this point in my life, with the amount of apologies I've made, the amount of retractions. I'm a 12-foot guy. So
are you like? Is this like a Pinocchio situation where you like grow a couple inches every time you?
It is. It's a Pinocchio situation in that I grow with every retraction. It's not a Pinocchio situation in the sense that I can shrink back once like a wish is made or something is learned. It's sort of like
it just keeps going.
There, yeah.
It's an endless.
Basketball teams also refuse to hire me despite my height because of my PR liability, considering how often I have to apologize for getting things wrong. So
yeah, that makes sense. The NBA is definitely worried about PR liabilities. That's.
I would be the least of their worries, I'm sure.
They keep a tight ship, like nothing. They have no drama in the NBA. Okay, we're not gonna overly bore our audience with sports because we're already going to talk about the World Cup. So we'll keep it to one sport. But by the way, everybody, please, the reason why we were able to make this retraction is because Nimitz Blitz is one of our listeners, viewers, and was on our Discord. So please go to the EffinFunny Discord. It should be in our show notes. And join us there, and then you can post like weird news and stuff that we can bring onto the show, and you can tell us other things that we need to apologize for. So by all means, that's the place to communicate with us, one of the places. If you're a Discorder, please join us over there. And then also we're on the YouTubes, and we're putting this show up on YouTube, so if you want to watch the VOD, you can check it out there. You can comment about what lies that we told as well there, and we'll be sure to check those comments out.
Keep me growing.
Let's just get Omar, let's get him to 8, 9, 10 feet or something. I think we can do this. He's good at messing up and retracting. That was a great retraction.
Thank you.
Laura just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing on EffinFunny. Thank you. Babe 2 Pig in the City. Was there a Babe 2? I didn't.
Pig in the City. Yeah.
Oh, that was the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched it. Was it any good?
It was fantastic. It's a masterpiece.
Are you being sarcastic or being real?
No, it's a very good movie.
It's not as good as Babe 1. Babe 1 was
it's hard to beat Babe 1, obviously, but I will say it's a very good sequel.
Yeah. Look, how many sequels beat the original, right? That's an age-old question.
Yeah.
And very few. Terminator, right, is I think the common
Terminator,
one that everybody says.
Babe
Terminator
2,
2,
Pig in the City.
And then now Babe 2, Big Pig in the City. All right. Well, hey, look, why don't we jump into our sort of first official segment?
Perfect.
We're gonna get. Did you feel that?
I did.
Feel it deep in your root chakra?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Just as a refresher for anyone jumping into the program for the first time, we're going to go through our chakras, which are sort of energy centers or wheels, and just kind of check in. Each one's associated with a different sort of emotion or energy state. And we've got some timely questions, some seasonal questions to ask each other and check in about that. So a question I wanted to ask you, Sandeep, was in terms of the root chakra, sort of this base. What are your plans for holiday gifts? Are you the kind of person that shows love with the price tag of a gift, or are you someone that kind of does more of like, I spent a lot of time making this, and this is how I show affection? Yeah.
So right, because the root chakra is like associated with money and stuff like that. Yeah. What if you're neither?
Okay. All right. There's a couple ways this could go.
Yeah. Gifts are not like my love language. Like I don't really like, I mean, everybody likes gifts, but I don't care if I get gifts really. And then, so by virtue of that, I'm pretty bad at giving gifts, and I have to like really focus on I gotta really think hard about gifts. I also feel the pressure of like, if I'm going to give a gift, like this better be really good. Like I want it to be specific. I don't like just like, oh, just buy a bottle of wine. And I mean, I end up doing some of that stuff because you kind of have to in this industry, like, sending things to agents and managers or whatever. But like, I would rather it be like thoughtful. And so then I get overwhelmed with like, this better be really clever. They better not already have it. Like, I want it to be something meaningful if I'm going to buy it. And then I'm like, oh, it's New Year's. Like, it's too late. But I did. So I mean, listen, for my love level. So I did get a gift for my son, of course. So that's been handled. We sort of just like the real truth of it is like, my wife did most of the, like, she's on top of it. She's a very good gift giver. So she did all, like, pretty much figured out everything that he's going to get, like my son's going to get. And then like, I just had one thing in mind. So I just needed to find out like, okay, Hannah, tell me everything that you got him so I don't get the thing, because Oh, because the thing that I got him is also the thing that I got her. It's a gift that works together. So I couldn't tell her what it was.
Okay.
So we had to do this whole game of like, well, you just tell me every gift that you got him, and then, I'll know if I can get you this gift or not.
Got it. And as long as she doesn't say the leg of Voltron, it'll match her arm of Voltron that you got. They can
That's
assemble
right.
over time. Yeah.
Oh man, was that you as a kid? Like you got one? Did you just get one appendage of Voltron? I did. I got one appendage, and it was very sad.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I got the blue one. I don't
Uh-huh.
remember. Was it a leg? I want to say, and I think it was a hand me down from another kid who like stopped caring about it, and I just had this leg. And you want the whole thing, but like my parents were never gonna buy that shit.
That's a really great way to teach a kid that there's no I in team. I think it's a great way to expunge main character syndrome from a child, is give them a gift that really just can't do anything on its own.
It's a partial gift, yeah. Just a hopping leg of Voltron. And then my parents were basically like, just find 4 friends. Like
who also have the other so you have to
appendages.
actually go through the process of assembling Voltron.
Right. And we didn't have the
Amazing.
internet back then, so it's not like it could just be like, hey, posting on whatever the friendship version of Tinder is. That is not how the Tinder works. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Friender?
That Friender? There should be. Hey, did you hear about this? Is a total tangent, and we gotta keep moving. Did you hear about this thing called Lunchmeats or something like that? Like they were like
like the concept like deli meats or
no, it was like lunch meetup, lunching up. It's apparently a thing people in the industry were doing, maybe in any industry, to like still keep meeting new people. They like it was like basically like a workplace dating. It's not dating. It's like go on a networking date with somebody like in your industry.
Someone.
Yeah, like meet someone in your industry, like random. Did you hear about this thing?
I haven't heard about this.
Oh, a friend of mine said he did like 50 of them and met like all these like editors and producers and directors and shit like that. Yeah, over the pandemic. If anybody in chat knows what I'm talking about.
I didn't even know there were 50 editors, based on my experience trying to find one.
Or just go to lunchmeats.com and
really hope that that's the correct website.
I really hope that's what we're talking about. All right, let's move on to the next chakra. The sacral chakra. This is in your lower abdomen. Okay. This is like,
right there.
I think this is like your gut, like gut feeling kind of thing. This is where your emotions reside. So how do you feel during the holidays? Do you get emotional? Does it bring you down a little bit? Do you get excited? Like where are you emotionally in the holiday season?
Lots of emotions. So I think emotional, this is one of the only times that emotional is the exact correct word for me, because there's a lot of excitement that this is a time that a lot of people aspire to take off. As someone who worked retail, I know that that's not true for everyone from personal experience. But it is a time where there's the sentiment. It's also one of the most stressful times because everyone's rushing around. And even if you're not particularly doing something on a Thursday night, like a Trader Joe's will just be packed of people trying to grab stuff. And you're like, what's going on? It feels like there's an emergency happening. But I do like to take this as an opportunity. The holidays is an opportunity to express to people how much I like them.
That's nice.
And I think there's some
do you
folks
do cards or how do you do this?
I do cards. It's like I try to send like New Year's cards with a little personal message of like, I appreciate that this year we did this together or something. You'll be receiving one. I didn't mean to ruin that.
I don't want to say it, but I was like, I better be fucking getting a New Year's card.
Let me quickly. Hey, can you make sure that Sound Deep's on the list? Yeah, just the bulk list is fine. Thank you.
The bulk list. It's just like, hey, I'm so glad we're doing that thing. It was fun to meet you, person.
So great to create together this year.
We definitely did it, human. Anyway.
But I make sure I go out of my way to tell my parents that I appreciate them, because the rest of the year I'm giving them a lot of feedback about stuff. So I will be like, hey, but just a quick reminder, like you did keep 3 children alive. So I like to.
Do they return that? Do they give that back? Or is it like
In-
a one-way
the-
conversation?
It's a one-way conversation. They will
Yeah.
return it in ways that they express themselves. So my father will just like when I'm leaving, I'm about to like head back to LA, and then he'll just come out with the biggest framed photograph that he can find because he's a photographer. And he goes,
Okay.
"Here, this is for you." And that is his way of being like, "I care about you a lot."
Wait, is it a photo of you guys, or is it just like a random?
Oh no.
photo?
no. We'll have to save this. Maybe we'll do this as a Twitch exclusive bonus. But there's a story I'll tell you about the way my father thinks through photography. When someone asked, "Can you take a picture of me and my child?" He took a picture. It wasn't of the person and their child. So just to give you a little teaser of that.
Okay.
You'll have to tune
Twitch
in live to
exclusive.
Twitch to get these exclusives. But
Okay, all right. We'll save that for the Twitch portion of the show. That's exciting. Okay. Well, that's so funny to me because my parents definitely don't.
they don't return at all.
No, I mean, but you know, the sentimentality is like, I don't know if this is just like an Indian parent thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just not expressed all that often.
Yeah.
And,
If they do,
you know,
it's scary. Like something's wrong where they're just like,
right.
"Hey, I just want to let you know I really love you and I'm proud of you." And you're just like,
And you're just like,
"Did you get
"Whoa."
back from the hospital?" And they're like, "No, I'm
Right.
going to."
Like, what were you diagnosed with? Like, this
Yeah,
this is fucked up. Yeah. Oh man.
So that's how I feel. But let's keep moving through because we've got the solar plexus as well.
That's right.
And I think what's
I know
interesting
where that is.
let's talk right here. Right, I keep
center.
pointing under the frame, podcast listeners, and it just it's
You
not
know,
giving
we're-
you an idea.
Where King Kong beats.
But let's during King Kong's many meditations throughout the day, let's move from our parents to being parents, to being in position of being an adult and a guardian. Do you think kids should? How do you have that conversation about Santa Claus with children? What is your stance about Santa Claus with children, especially if you don't want to have like them be, you know, what's the story there?
So my wife and I are a little divided on this, and I think like most things, I'm just gonna roll with what her take is on it, though.
Great.
Because it's just a little bit. Because I don't know that I care that much, you know, that I want to die on this hill, kind of thing.
Right.
But she's very anti the like Santa Claus lie.
Okay.
Hold on.
Does that mean like
I should
don't
preface
ever...
this by saying, you know, if you like, you know, if you have young children listening to this, please, I mean, probably don't stop doing that. Like, I think that might be abuse. And potentially, yeah, that's like something to call Child Protective Services. I guess you're calling on yourself. But yeah, so, you know, she is very anti telling him that there is a Santa Claus and like building this whole thing.
Got it.
She just like, she's such a good hearted person that like lying to your child like is just like antithetical to who she is as a like, you know, like a truly lawfully good human. You know what I mean? Like she is extreme on the lawful good sort of character map.
I think just be honest with your child.
Yeah, and I think she's like, look,
I
think she wants to be honest. I kind of like the, you know, for me, it's like, this is cool. This is like, you know, you're building in this, like that there's more to this world than meets the eye kind of a thing. And that there's, I like this. I like mythology. I like kind of like believing in gnomes. Like I'm with, I'm with the Icelandic people on this. I don't know if you know this about Icelandic people. Do you like, they believe in gnomes.
In that like, general region, we've got like gnomes, we've got like Yule lads, we've got like big
like elves,
winter cats and stuff, elves, yeah.
But like you can't run for office there, like, and if you don't like say that you believe in like the elves and the gnomes that like inhabit the regions, like you have to be like on board with believing that. Otherwise, people will be like, "You're a monster." And so I feel like I kind of feel that way a little bit.
Yeah,
about Santa Claus and stuff, and I'm like, I feel like this is like a little bit of a terrible thing to like not like, I don't know. I'm very torn on this issue, but I think I'm just gonna roll with kind of where Hannah wants to go with it because it's hard for me to be like, no, I think we should lie to him. Yeah, like she's just really big on, hey, like our fundamental like job as parents is to be like ultimately the most trustworthy people in his life,
Right.
so that like no matter what happens to him, he feels like he can come to us with anything. And so she's
Yeah.
just like, I can't envision like lying to him at a young age for so long and then being like, haha, just kidding, or like, someday he finds out the deal and is like, wait, what was all that shit that you guys said and put me through?
That's
Yeah,
scarring.
so
Yeah.
so just checking in with chat, like some of the reactions here, because I think this is,
Because this is a big question.
This is a divisive issue. Death Queen's in here. I have friends that are truly upset with their parents for lying. I mean, most are just fine with the fantasy. Yeah, which I think that's right. Like most people, like I was definitely told, that Santa Claus existed and totally bought it till about like I think it was like second or third grade when I kind of knew what was up. And then I persisted the lie because I enjoyed, you know what I mean? Like I never said to my parents or my brothers that like I knew,
Yeah.
So then there's almost the flip lie that kids get to do. Where
Right.
okay, I see what's up. What's that?
After I found out, I similarly like spent the next couple of years keeping the lie
Yeah.
up to my parents' side, that like as if I did still believe in it.
Right.
Because once I got through the trauma of like, oh, they're full of shit, I was like, wait a minute. If I tell them I know, then I stop getting the gifts from Santa.
That's right.
Like if I keep up the lie, they still have to keep perpetuating this by giving me shit.
That's right. I think it becomes very easy to start getting more practical, boring, like socks and underwear gifts when you don't you don't believe in Santa anymore, right?
Yeah. I play it how you will, children of the world. I know you're not listening to this show, but
where were you at on that? All that?
For me, it got off the
rails. Did your parents
rails.
celebrate Christmas?
My parents had to kind of sit me down when they were like, "What do you want from Santa Claus for Christmas?" Which is interesting. I don't think they realize how that works, how like the magic of it works. Where there's like, "Tell us," but I guess it's like a thing too, where it's like you go to a mall.
So they didn't do the letter or anything like that, or.
No, I don't think I ever wrote a letter to Santa Claus. I don't think, but I remember one year I was like, I just want a signature from him. And they're like, what? And I was like, I just want a signature. Like, I don't like, you can purchase a gift if you think that if I should receive it. This was like when I was a child. This was my logic. And I was like, what's the only thing I can get from Santa Claus that I couldn't get from a store? Because it seems like Santa Claus is giving everyone things from just the store. So like instead of that, why don't I'll just take a signature from Santa Claus?
Isn't that enough of you just wanted an auto? You just want an autograph.
I just wanted an auto because the celebrity.
Yeah.
And then my parents sat me down and were just like, hey, so let's talk to you. But what's funny about that is now as an adult, I'm like, I would have just faked a signature. This is now the easiest Christmas.
Right. The cheapest Christmas. Yeah, I love that your parents are like, I cannot. I don't know if your parents have an accent, but they're like, my cursive is kind of shit, actually. So he's totally going to suss us out.
Wow. Santa Claus assigned this like an engineer.
Amazing. So some fun stuff in here. The flip side is denying them the experience of it all. Yeah, that's true on it. I hear it. I hear it. But I guess like I don't know that's I guess like Hannah's point, my wife's point to this is like, but he has so much fun with everything else we do. I don't think he's gonna be sitting there going like, you know what, what I missed. I don't know that he'll know what he's missing necessarily or really care because we do so much fun stuff with him anyway. So that's kind of the like this kid is still like, oh my God, this part of the parking lot has a place I can jump around on a curb. Like he's still enjoying that.
Right.
So I don't know that he really gives a shit,
So and really honestly, flying reindeer is blue on blue for him, where he's just like, yeah, everything's great.
It's a little hat and hat. He's just like like the concept of reindeer is like insane to him, right? So and he just loves like the lights and stuff. So anyway. Let's see. What are other folks saying in the chat? Just a quick question from Inner Phoenix about the root chakra. If you got blue balls, does that chakra change color too? Good question. I wish I was. This kind of goes with we talked about how the root chakra was the taint, the taint chakra. So I don't know if it's necessarily associated to the balls itself. I like that. I'm going to answer this question as seriously as possible. But and typically it's considered like that's red, right? It's the reverse colors, or it's the colors of the rainbow. So the root starts as red. So really, you've got red balls, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so that's a little check-in with chat there. We're gonna move on. Oh, real quick, I got a little show note here that I gotta mention, folks. Hey, if you're live watching us on Twitch, none of our please don't use your channel points because I cannot redeem them during this formatted show. I will become a better Twitch streamer at some point and learn how to shut them off before see that we don't have this problem. But don't redeem your channel points because I can't refund them and I can't really honor them for this show until we do the Twitch only portion. So that's it. Okay, moving on to the heart chakra, and this question is for Omar.
In the front.
Yeah, you in the front there. This is the anahata chakra.
Okay.
Oh, we can refund them. Oh, sorry, Delvin says we can. Sorry, we can refund you. So I guess use them.
Yeah, the collective we. If you use the royal we, then it is accurate. If you say Delvin can refund them, the answer is no.
Oh,
we can take care of that
I
for the show.
see. Oh, we can figure it out. Okay, great. Okay, cool. All right, I didn't know we could do that. That's interesting. Heart chakra.
Yeah.
What is your most heartwarming guilty pleasure movie you like to watch during the holidays?
Ooh.
Is there one that you like wouldn't want to tell people, but we're forcing you to tell people?
So for me, I will either
like I don't even know what that's like. I guess like the porno version of movies or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Debbie
like
does the North Pole. I don't know. All right,
right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. As big of a fan of Debbie Does Dallas, I do think the remake really worked on a lot
The
of
Christmas
themes.
special is it's pretty money.
Something else. During the holidays, during the winter holidays, there is usually like one or two movies that are either so ridiculous that a bunch of folks, if I'm like working on a show or something, like when we wrap for the holidays, like we got to go see this, or I'll be at home and my dad will be like, "Hey, isn't this movie playing? Let's just go watch it." Which to me is a wild way. He has no information about it. He just goes, "Yeah, this sounds good." Kingdom of Heaven sounds like an action film. Let's go. So
okay. Yeah.
So lots of those have wormed their way into my heart. Like I think like Cats in 2019 was one where I was just like, this is forever a holiday film for me now. This is great.
Cats.
Cats. Yeah, 2019.
Like the James Corden Cats.
Yeah. I mean, when you present it that way, it definitely does make me feel a little more self-conscious about talking about this.
That is the perfect answer to this question. That is I was like, there's no movie that he wouldn't want people to know, and then you did it. You nailed it.
That, or I would say Tron Legacy. Tron Legacy for me is like a winter. I think it's because the lights are also like very cold lights.
Oh, sure, yeah.
In the movie, it's lots of lights,
but it's a colorful. Yeah, it's like black,
it's like
all black,
thing,
and then they got these like colorful. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I like that one. Oh, interesting. But there's no Christmassy anything in it, right?
No, I know that would be wild. That would be wild. We have to. We fight for the user, and we got the user this for Christmas. Would be it real.
Like it's all about getting them. Like oh, he wrote this note to Santa, and it's never gonna get to him unless we
download it into the code.
Yeah. Interesting. I think. Okay, those are some good answers. I did not expect those. Amazing.
But yeah, so for me, like the holidays is a lot of like, watching movies. This is the thing my family does. Is like instead of talking, we'll watch a movie in the evening. But to transition to our throat chakra, let me ask you a question. Are the holidays a time where you do share your feelings? Is this like the time of year where you do communicate with people in a way that's different than the rest of the year?
Yeah, this would have been a good one for your New Year's thing, like for your New Year's card. Do I? Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely, I do usually like shoot out a bunch of texts that are just like, sort of, hey, or emails. I'm terribly non-sentimental. I gotta change this about myself. Yeah, I've never really done a holiday card. I thought we would start doing them as a family, but we've just been like, we've just had other priorities, I guess, and haven't really got one. Though, I mean, Hannah's on top of shit. She made like this cool calendar for our family and like sent it to the grandparent, both sides.
Like a picture
she's
calendar.
on top of cool stuff. Yeah. So, I'll do some, emails and texts and just kind of tell people, a little bit how I feel. I at some point I will recap the year in my brain and be like, wow, a lot of people had a great influence on making this either a great year or boy, it could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for these human beings. And they will certainly, I will certainly let them know. I'm trying to do more of that in general, just kind of let people know how they make me feel and that,
not
that
just
I appreciate
the
them. And
holidays.
Just trying to be, I think the pandemic, right? Like kind of, you feel like, and just everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
There's like just a general cloud of anxiety and, who the fuck knows what's going to happen next kind of thing. And so you're like, but in my day-to-day life, there's so many incredible people that I love and feel like I couldn't live my life to the fullest without their contributions to my life. So I do want to just be letting them know that better. I say like I love you a lot more to
that's great
to like my parents and stuff like that. And that always gets a like kind of like, okay, Berta, Jai Shri Krishna, like, like my mom's saying I love you more back a lot more. My dad will kind of find a way to make a joke or something.
Right.
Or just pretend he didn't hear it. But I'm just like, fuck it. I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to say it to you,
Yeah.
And let you know. Anyway, I need to do that more with my brothers because I feel like we don't do that very much. But yeah. So the answer is yes, I do, and I need to do more.
Yeah.
Just staring into chat right now. Follow-up question: is there any Christmas movies that you get sick of watching or just overplayed for you? Do you have that experience?
Oh man. Also, let me say this, and I know this is a controversial take. But A Christmas Story.
Hard agree.
How dare you?
Living daylights out of me. Scared the living daylights out of me.
Really? Is it the like part where like Santa Claus kicks him in the face and pushes him?
The whole thing. I watched it at a friend's house and like, this is the best Christmas movie. So I was expecting like, and I'd seen like Home Alone and stuff, but this was one where it was just like this family. It made me like I want to go home. Like I feel very removed from what I'm used to.
Oh wow!
I need to go home.
So you just had a fear of the family itself.
I think it was where I was just like, I don't want to spend holidays with this family. It was like as if like that movie was. I apologize for my cat feeder noise in the background. That film was like a friend's family I had to go spend time with, and I was just like, oh, I shouldn't have gone on this trip with you. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't be experiencing any of this. There was a level of voyeur in that I was like, oh no, I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's fair. I do love it. I get that it's overplayed. We do watch it every Christmas, or at least like kind of have it on the background for like holiday when we're making some whatever cider or whatever it is. And then like to me it was I thought it was so writerly and interesting. Like I love the story format, like the way like I felt like it was one of the first movies I had seen like that. And like understood format and like just thought it was super cool.
The framing
well
of like
done.
the voiceover and like the memory of it all and
and just like it was like writerly, like there's a lot of like writerly jokes in it that I thought I felt cool to like be able to get them and understand them. I think as a kid, so there's like there's that aspect to it, and then like do you know they're doing another like there's like a new one with like the full cast again. Apparently
they're back.
They did like a
okay.
I don't know if it's a reboot or it's like all of them now they're adults. And so we just saw, I don't know if this came out this year or what, but I just saw it like in a preview and I was like, holy shit, they got like the whole cast back. So probably Hannah and I will be watching that at some point. Plus my buddy Zach Ward is in it. He's the bully kid.
Amazing.
Who gets his ass beat up.
Bully.
Yeah.
Great
and
bully.
He's great. He acted in this thing, Save the Supers, that I directed a while ago. And he's just a great dude. And so I'll just enjoy seeing him again in it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what chat's saying real quick. Yeah, so a lot of just like best Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
Muppet Christmas Carol from I Am
Oh,
Puddle Glum.
yes.
Good one. Original Miracle 34th is pretty great. Even the remake is not bad, actually.
Yeah.
We actually got them both and watched them back to back and kind of liked it. I just love Christmas movies. I don't know why, but they're just so. There's something about the repetition of watching them each year that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So we try to like buy a new one every year, so we just have them all in our Apple TV thing.
Yeah, they're just there at the ready.
Yeah, I love it. Jumping to our right up that face of ours to the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra. And so, are you someone who likes to forgive others for their misgivings towards you during the holidays, or do you hold a little grudge there?
Let me
what's
say,
your
let
where
me
are you
say
at on the
this.
resentment scale?
Let me say this quietly, on like on a silent, windless winter night, like probably like right before New Year's or something. I will let go of everything that I'm carrying throughout the year. I do not forgive people in sort of this like, hey, I'm going to come to you and forgive you, because I think one year I did that and people didn't know that I was holding things against them. And so I was like, I just want to forgive you for this thing that happened. And they're like, oh, you had a problem with that? Because actually you were in the wrong. And it
just brings it up and
it was so much worse.
Amazing.
So I kind of let things go.
Oh God,
I don't know if
that.
I forgive, because I would then have to encounter how much I am holding on to.
So you forgive like within yourself, but you don't necessarily like tell people.
I don't call them up and go like, I want to say like, by the way, like when you borrow this pencil, never give it back to me. Like, it's fine. It's fine that you did that.
Remind me to not borrow your pencils. I didn't know that would be a grave thing. That's okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. So you just kind of you find a time to take a moment to kind of release and isn't there a holiday that is for about that? Probably, I'm sure there's a good Jewish one that's like about just like forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but that's kind of what Holi is. I know that like Holi has, which is an Indian holiday with all the colors. If you guys aren't aware, but there is an element of like, we like throw shit at each other and kind of like get in each other's faces with this stuff, and then the idea is to almost like emulate, like that's okay. Like it's sometimes we're gonna throw shit in each other's eyes, and then we're gonna like practice instantly forgiving them,
letting it just wash away.
Letting it wash away. So I think that's
Kippur
a pretty good
other holiday you were thinking
is it Yom Kippur?
Where you're encouraged to forgive other people.
It's certainly a good practice and something I think we need a whole hell of a lot more of in this world.
And speaking of sort of things that we need more of or that we want, let's finish up with our crown chakra. And let me ask you a question. This is sort of like above our heads. This is like our consciousness here. Let me ask you, what are your desires for people in today's world to utilize their time during the holidays? What would you like if you could choose one thing?
If I could like mind control everybody with my Sahasrara crown chakra, like what would I make them do?
If you could mind control everyone, if you could get like one or two things that you're like, dedicate the holidays to this, what would it be?
Kind of hard to top forgiveness, right? I guess, or like empathy, or voting for the non-fascist parties of the world. What are my desires to? I think it is just connection is what I think is what we need more of, and humor. Maybe having those hard conversations that we're holding off on, so that and do it in a connective, loving way. I wish that for people. I guess maybe asking yourself like, hey, I have this important relationship, and if that person was gone tomorrow because they got hit by a bus or whatever, then like, what are the things I wish I had said to them, kind of thing. I think that's probably the best use of our time is just like getting together and with the people you love and making sure that you forgive them for the pencils they've stolen. And also, I think I would also ask them to go to my stand-up showcase, which is exactly, which is on Thursday. I did a stand-up class this year, and I just want to say this about the stand-up class, by the way. It's kind of non sequitur, but it changed my life. Like I really like. How about this is another thing? Let's challenge yourselves to do something you're a little bit afraid of, but always wanted to do. And this was one of those things for me to like really focus in on creating like a stand-up set for myself and getting out there and doing it. But what I ended up taking was this incredible class with I'd say a guy that's more of a guru than he is even just like a comedy teacher, like someone who really forces you to like think deeply about you and your life and why you are the way you are and like sort of mine comedy out of that. I swear to you, it was like it was more valuable than the 4 years of therapy, I think.
Yeah.
For not just me,
and
for the entire class. Like I saw people talk about eating disorders. I saw people talking about, just hard shit, like big stuff in their lives, abuse, like really digging deep and weirdly finding, not necessarily the comedy in those things, but like finding a different way to look at them and share them such that it does elicit laughs. And I think there's a healing in that. And I thought that was, and so, okay, I retract my earlier answer to say, go do a thing that you've always been a little bit afraid of before it's too late.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. All right, we are moving and grooving, so we're gonna jump into our topics. Let's get into the weird news. Yeah. Weird news number one. Maybe news is the wrong word, but listen, there's been this whole. I guess it is news in the sense that look, the World Cup is happening. The U.S. They've recently been knocked out. We're very sad about that. That was a heartbreaking game, but. They did play England in the group, and so we renewed our conversation about the word soccer versus football.
Right.
There's a lot of smack talk flying back and forth about like why is the U.S. so dumb to call it soccer? In fact, on Twitter, right, John Cleese.
Why do the Americans insist on calling it soccer? Why do they have such a problem calling it football? It's a game played with a ball that is struck with the foot. Hence, football. You see? Are you following this, America? The clue is in the title. It's not that
so there
difficult.
You go.
Whereas...
So there you go. He goes on. There's a longer rant. It's pretty funny. It's John Cleese. He's a comedy icon, comedy hero of mine, and he's railing on the U.S. for our stupid naming of this game, and then I post hey on Twitter. I post hey, how about we meet in the middle and we call it kickball. Right. That was my dumb joke post. And I got then I ended up getting some responses. Got a great response from one of my Twitter followers, LaHooligan @LaHooligan, who notified me of the true origin of the word soccer. Okay, and I think it's gonna surprise you.
Okay.
So it turns out like that soccer is a term that the British invented. And now they're here giving us
sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry,
right,
what?
Audience. That's right, audience. So I have to clap back at Mr. Cleese here, one of my comedy icons. And so here's how this went down, apparently.
Okay.
Linguistically creative students at the University of Oxford in the 1880s distinguished between the sports of rugby, so they called it rugger, it was rugby football, and a soccer, which they called association football. So it was like kind of a weird portmanteau, right? Of it, or short, a soccer. And then the latter term was further shortened to soccer. Okay? All right? So that was the nickname that the British gave us. And now they're giving us shit for using it.
Oh my God.
I mean, my mind was blown. It's like, what's a good analogy for this? It's like, I don't even know if this
It's
is a
like
good
when
analogy.
Omar is holding onto a grudge and decides years later to call someone up to apologize to them and find out during the conversation that actually he was the jerk. But they were waiting for him to
that's
apologize.
good. Or like, yeah, exactly. He's like mad at someone for not giving back his pencil, but then he was probably the one that, like, then you find out, you play the tape later, and it's like you see Omar being like, "Oh, keep the pencil. You keep it. It's fine."
Right.
And the lady hurled the grudge.
It's actually
Like,
their
that's
pencil.
some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
I can't believe that. The audacity.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like it reminds me of a time that a girlfriend and I did a like a group Halloween costume together, and then I looked ridiculous in the Halloween costume. Okay, I was Lisa Turtle.
Okay.
And this was her idea. And then someone was making fun of me because how ridiculous I looked. And then she piled on, and I was like, "Wait, this was your idea? This is your idea? That is unfair. That is an unfair pile on." But look, I don't know. How do you do you even watch the World Cup? Are you into the World Cup?
Yeah. I definitely I keep
Partake?
track of international soccer, and I gotta say it's pretty rich. It's pretty rich because it was a big deal, especially this year. I know it's always a big deal, but it was especially big. I think they're just upset that one of the best coaches in the sport comes from America, Ted Lasso, and I think that they're kind of just a little sour about that. So I have a feeling that's why.
Truly, yeah.
That's where this is coming from. But the call is coming from inside the house, Britain. It is your word, and I don't think you should be upset by English.
Yeah, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself. I don't see how this is, this can be blamed.
It is
us.
British,
You
though,
taught
to
us
be
this.
upset at other people for their own legacy. And I say this as someone with the British parents. So
100%. Oh, I love it. I'm trying to see if there's any other little nuggets from this story that are interesting, but I think that's basically it. It's just like I always wonder now. It does make me like wonder, like where was like why is gymnastics called gymnastics? I love like word origin stuff.
right.
It's always like a little
Luge.
fun. Yeah.
Why is
Luge.
skeleton
Why?
called skeleton?
Yeah. And then like. So then there's all these like versions of football, right? And then there's like Australian rules football too, right? Which is like not even any of it. I don't know. It just feels like it's all very charged amongst.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a Gaelic football I'm reading now.
Okay.
There's lots of footballs. So I don't know. I know we get a lot of shit for this because football in our country is like a game that we don't even kick a ball that much.
Right.
Right? There's that sort of, we get that kind of thing.
Yeah. But I think that's fine. In
Yeah.
basketball, the ball spends very little time in the basket. Like imagine John Cleese doing a video where it's like it's called bouncing on the floor ball, and you'd be like, it's fine. We understand what we're saying. It's not a problem.
Right. It's just interesting that it came from the word association. Like that's never what I would have thought. I thought it was like
Yeah.
socket,
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna sock this across the field.
Yeah,
across the
exactly.
pitch. Yeah.
What if that's
Exactly.
where socket comes from?
Wait. Now you're just
Associate.
Holy shit.
I'm
My
gonna
world is
associate
going
this
upside
across
down.
the-
Where
Am
else
I
does
in-
socket come from? It doesn't
am
come
I
from
in
the
the
thing where your
Matrix?
feet, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, you're right.
But
All right.
moving from cleats to your wallet, we've got an interesting story here about a new art exhibit over in Art Basel, Miami Beach. A very big consortium of artists, festivals, musical situations, and a lot of money that comes through here. This is an ATM leaderboard, Sandeep. This is an ATM leaderboard where when you use it, it sees how much money is in your bank account, how much
What?
you're worth, and then it takes a picture of you and posts the top rich people on display for anyone who uses the ATM.
Wait, this is an art exhibit that basically just
Yeah.
shows. So it doesn't
This
show
is-
your bank account information or anything like that. It just shows
It's
just how much.
how much money you have in your bank account.
Wait, how does it get the information again?
It's an ATM. So you
Oh,
go
it's
up
an
and
ATM.
you
Oh,
use
so
the
you
ATM.
Oh, you use it. Oh, holy shit!
And then it posts also a picture of you. So currently, the top of the leaderboard of this art piece made by the Brooklyn Art Collective Mischief or MSCHF is someone with 2.9 mil in the bank.
Wow.
And because you can see the picture, this person is in a pink shirt. That's the detail.
Wow, they just have $2.9 million just sitting there.
Yes.
In like a savings account or checking account or something. That's
just
not a
there.
good place
In fact,
to
you know
put
what?
your-
Let's see here. As of Saturday, the fair's last day, it looks like a 9.5 million might have gone through.
Wow.
So there we go.
So people know that this is going to happen. They're not like caught by surprise. They know that
they know. Like it is.
Okay.
I think because the idea behind this art piece is,
Yeah.
you walk around the Rolex, you rent a Lamborghini, you're showing off how much you're worth. Why not just put it on the ATM? Why not just cut out the middleman and let's just go ahead and display it?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Kaiser in our chat right now, who's saying, Kaiser and X. I would be worried about raising risk for robbery, though. Like for sure. Like
yeah.
Like, hey, is that the $9.5 million person? Let's follow him.
Yeah, I mean, you got a
that's
picture
kinda
of the
crazy.
person, so that kind of puts a little bit of a target.
For sure. This reminds me of back when I was a more marketable human being and I was studying computer science, we did this really kind of funky computer science / like internet theory class. This is a very Brown University thing. Gosh, where it's like this mixed discipline class.
Right.
It was called Representing the Internet. And so we for our final project made an art piece that essentially like displayed what everyone was browsing on the internet. Like it didn't show like the IP or like what rooms or whatever, but you could click anywhere on like a campus map and sort of see like this dorm, like it'll just start popping up all these windows of what everybody's surfing. And it was like, this is cool. Like maybe we'll kind of see like interesting, whatever.
This dorm's into travel. The library right now is all talking about Dickens.
Yeah, of course. You can already guess where this is going. But it was just so much porn. And it was like, and the thing we didn't realize too was that like, this was back in the day when like, maybe this still kind of happens, but like, where like pop-ups were crazy. It was like, if you clicked on one porn thing, you were gonna get like 50 more, and so it would just get overwhelmed with pop-ups. So if one person was surfing porn in like the dorm, it would just get overwhelmed with that person's pop-up. So we couldn't quite say what we wanted to do was start to like do some statistical analysis on that and kind of determine like, percentage wise, what were people, streaming and then be like, oh, this dorm is interested in this and this one's interested in that kind of thing. But then just the porn overwhelmed it. And so that it made everything statistically insignificant that wasn't porn.
Got it.
Anyway, I know that's sort of a tangent, but let's see, what are people saying? Just goes to show you that rich people can also be stupid. Wait, what is this? Only $250,000 is insured by the government. That's what I was thinking. Like that. Like if you have an account that has $9.5 million, like most of that money is not insured by FDIC. So as Anand is saying, one bank run and that money is poof gone. Got to get some more bank accounts, I think.
We just spread that out. I'm not saying we should do a crime, but it might not be a bad idea for us to pool our money together and get this ATM. Yeah,
I think this is a good idea. I think okay, so you're suggesting you and I go check. Maybe we don't go after the top people, right? We like, let's just drop down to like
scroll down.
Down.
Yeah.
Does it only show the top people or does it show everybody?
I believe it shows only the top people. I believe the incentivization is it's not like an archive. Like my understanding of this is that it's a leaderboard.
It's like a leaderboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So we can go for number 10. It's like the game we play live on Twitch.
Exactly. Let's go for number 10. That person won't see it coming. They'll think that they don't have any heat on them, and then, bam. I love it. All
Insult
right.
to
So what are you
doing
doing
You're
next
not the richest
Tuesday?
person. Next Tuesday? My alibi is
let's do it. Let's just do it live on stream next week, next Sunday.
Perfect.
All right. jumping into our next weird news item. So by the way, I didn't really set this up very well, but like these topics, each of us have read our own things, but like Omar has not heard this one yet. So
No,
this is going to be news
new to me.
So it turns out Rome had some fake gladiators that were arrested for tourist extortion. So let me break this down for you. I know it's a little crazy. I'm gonna like read pieces of the article because I think the article itself is hilarious.
Okay.
Okay. So usually it's the tourists behaving badly in Italy, but this time 3 men accused of crimes outside of the Colosseum are locals. So the men have been arrested on suspicion of extortion after dressing up as gladiators and centurions and demanding money from tourists for their self-styled imperial selfies, which they ask the tourists to take. So that's the game. They'll be like, hey, do you want a selfie with us? And then the person takes the selfie and then they're like, okay, you owe us 500 euros. And so it goes on to say the modus operandi was identical. They dressed as gladiators. They invited their tourist victims to take the selfie. Then they demand money. And sometimes violence and threats were used.
Oh, my gosh.
So one Italian tourist asked for 40 euros. And when he said no, 2 of the suspects surrounded him, threatened him to beat him up, and then allegedly extorted 150 euros from him.
Oh, my God.
One Irish guy refused to pay, saying they had no money on them. And so they marched him to a nearby ATM, jostled them, and the victim withdrew 200 euros handed over only for the men to demand more and force another 50 euros. So this is like, it's cosplayers perpetrating like, you know, pretty serious crimes here.
That's terrible. That's,
yeah.
Here's where to be mugged by a gladiator really is something else.
I know. It's like going to like, you know, Grauman's Chinese theater and then like Spider-Man's gonna jack you. You know? Yeah. Or like, I love the idea that they would do it thematically based upon like what they're wearing too, you know? What's a good example of that, Sandeep?
I'm your neighborhood, friendly neighborhood. Yeah. Give me your wallet.
Yeah. Like, I guess you dress if like, hey, look, like, what do you want me to do here? I'm dressed up as, you know, Dr. Rock or something. SpongeBob. Yeah. Like, I'm dressed up as a villain. I am Lex Luthor, so I'm going to steal your real estate.
This shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So it goes on. There's like some other random things here. They're like, this is funny to me. So in January, when they were caught doing this, they were fined 13,500 euros, and then their costumes were confiscated.
No, okay, listen.
I love that detail. Like, well, we took away what gave them power. We took away their awesome costumes. They'll never get those again.
Because after that, they're just standing outside like, hey, would you like to take a selfie with a contemporary man?
yeah, exactly. That's not gonna work. Yeah. That's not gonna fly. In 2015, a Romanian TV crew, so this is the last little bit, filming the Centurions, was robbed when they refused to pay. And then another Centurion pulled up his tunic and made obscene gestures at the crew. So apparently they were doing all this commando, which I think is also kind of but maybe accurate. Like, I think maybe like what I like about them is that they had to be historically accurate. Like, they were serious cosplayers,
right?
You know? Like, they weren't fucking around. Like, clearly there was an accuracy to these costumes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In some ways, they deserve the money for how much love and thought that they put into their costumes,
which are now owned by the Italian government.
That's right. Exactly. The Roman police force has these up in their, you know. Like, you know that there's some like bad cop that's like broken into the evidence locker and is like just, you know, high on all the cocaine that they've raided in a centurion costume, like with his buddies. I mean, that's what I would do, right?
That would be a dream. Yeah, that's what that's the I don't know if you've seen it, but that's the plot of Roman Holiday.
The sequel? I've never seen Roman Holidays, so I don't know. But so I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
All right, so be
bonkers.
thee aware of well costumed people at international landmarks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know.
If you see a
You
gladiator at
never
the
know.
Coliseum, it's not a ghost. It's someone who's trying to take your money.
Yep. All right, should we go to our final story?
Let's do it. This one is a mystery to us both.
Yeah,
Delvin, you want to take it away?
So our final weird news, a study recently published just last week in PLOS Biology has found that bats use the same techniques as death metal singers to vocalize. That same like Cookie Monster
what?
kind of thing that is used in death metal. Bats use the same thing, the same like bodily mechanics for their crazy range of vocalizations that they can do.
No, I love the framing of this because it's bats use this same technique naturally found in death metal singers.
Right, naturally found.
It's not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
In a death metal singer, you would find that bats have adapted the same thing that is naturally found in a death metal singer. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And only found naturally. Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's just only
like
naturally
the bats,
found in them, but bats have adapted the same thing. No,
bats have to work on it. Yeah, bats have to work on it. They kind of follow around Danzig and make sure that they study him and they're like, oh, okay, this is what he's doing with his vocals.
There's like workshops and stuff. Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. So they use the same techniques. What is it like?
Yeah, so bats have an insane like range of octaves they can produce. Like the average human does like a 3 to 4 octave range at best, going all the way from like vocal fry up to falsetto. Bats can do about like a 10 octave range from 1 to like 120 kilohertz. Just an incredible range of sounds because they're doing echolocation as well as just regular, hey, I'm a bat making noises because I'm a mammal and mammals like to do that. But yeah, so it had been postulated that maybe this is part of how they accomplish that insane range, and these researchers brought up a bunch of bats and dissected to find that indeed they have these structures to accomplish that. So the ventricular folds, or the false vocal cords, is how death metal singers are able to do it. They're essentially taking something that's not part of your vocal cords and tapping into it to make them vibrate super slow. Bats do the same thing with the same part of their body.
Okay. So here's my pitch then.
Okay.
Because there's got to be some genetic engineering we can do here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
who's like your favorite metal singer? James Hetfield? I don't know. Who like let's take James Hetfield seems like he's the type of guy that would do it because I feel like he'll do anything for money. So like we just island of Dr. Moreau this shit.
Yes.
And and merge.
Just make a man bat metal band.
No, this is like the answer is obvious. The answer is obvious as to who this should be.
Yeah,
it should be Ozzy Osbourne.
100%. Yes, exactly.
Like he's the one that.
Yeah, that after he reportedly bit the head off that bat, he absorbed the DNA to his body, and now he's developed it. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. This is like the evolution of what because for those maybe who are younger than Delvin and I don't. Do you know about this? Where he reportedly would in concerts bite the head off of a live.
I was
bat.
there.
You have the ticket stub.
Yeah, because
that's what you asked your parents for Christmas.
That's what it was. I was like, I want a signature, and also, can I get tickets to Black Sabbath coming through San Jose at the HP Pavilion? I'm 4 years old.
Yeah, so I think that's the move, Ozzy. I think this is the next stage of your career. You already went to become a famous reality show person, and let's resurrect whatever's left of him and put some
bats
larynxes
really
in his
put in
throat.
the bat DNA, and then whatever other benefits you get, Ozzy, those are yours to keep, pal. Those are a little bit bonus. You get a little bit of echolocation. That's completely up to you. You get some wings. That's all for you, pal.
I suppose there's some Batman jokes to be made here too.
But we're not the kind of show that would ever do that.
You're the nerdy one. I am pretty nerdy, but I think you do take the cake on knowing more superhero-y things than I do.
I will say Batman's voice is lower than Bruce Wayne's usually.
Right. Of course,
there's a little bit of modulation that kind of drops it down. So I wonder.
I like this idea. Are you maybe pitching the idea that the new Batman should go higher?
I guess. I was gonna go for the new Batman should speak with a metal voice, but I know I like what you're dropping down. I'm picking it up. I think that it should be a high where it's like, "Stop there, criminals!"
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's Batman.
Yeah. Let's change it up. You know, like Joker.
That's good.
This is the last that you'll ever be able to terrorize the people of Gotham.
I am the knight. I am the vengeance.
Listen, they will never guess that it's Bruce Wayne.
That's a good point. I mean,
yeah.
Or if he just chirps like a bat, if he makes sort of bat-like noises, you can't trace that to anyone.
What does that sound like? I guess they sound like rockers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, rockers are like 90s like wrestlers. That's it.
They're that guy. Whoever does the ooh-wah.
Imagine Batman swinging down and stopping some diamond thieves, just going, oh. It would be a complete game changer for DC Comics.
With the ball. Yeah, I like it. I like heavy metal Batman. I think we're onto something. We got a couple good pitches, couple good uses for this. For this bat knowledge. So listen, bats aren't all bad. They don't just give us COVID. Is that too far? All right. Well, hey, that was our weird news section, everybody.
There it is. That's the wrap up.
That's it. So we're gonna end on that COVID joke.
Yeah.
This is the most important news, and you guys got it here on ABCD. And so, hey, for all of our podcast listeners, that's going to be our show. That's our show. We're saying goodbye to you. However, we're staying on to hang out with our Twitch folks right now. So if you want to be part of this crew, then come live. We do this on Sundays typically.
Yep.
And you can head over to twitch.tv/EffinFunny. You can follow us there, and then you can hang out with us live while we do the show. And chat with us after the show. We're gonna do our top 10 game, with as a Twitch exclusive thing. If say you're a podcast listener and you're like, hey, wait a second, I liked when you did the top 10 in the podcast. You know what you get to do? You can tell us that. You can fight for it back, because we now have an email address where you can email us anything, comments, suggestions, feedback at abcdpodcastshow@gmail.com. In case you didn't know that this is a podcast and a show, it's in the email.
That's called branding, folks. That's the industry term we got. Yeah,
it sure is. So that's, again, abcdpodcastshow@gmail.com. And let us know what you like, what you don't like. We're still kind of formulating all this. We just really love each other's company. We love what our great crew has been putting together, and we want to keep making it a show that we, as a community, all love to listen to. So if you have ideas, throw it at us there. Of course, you can find us on YouTube again and comment there. You can go to our Discord, and I'm on there all the time. Hang out with us, please do. And then just throwing it to. Would you like to do these wonderful credits here, Omar?
I would. I'm worried I'm going to mispronounce people's names, so please correct me as I go through, because I think that instead of this is going to be my I'm gonna
because I'm really putting you on the spot.
I'm gonna try to forgive myself. But the show's produced by Diego Lanao. Is that correct? Diego, did I pronounce your name correctly? Please let me know. This is going to be another.
Please email abcdpodcastshow@gmail.com, Diego, if he mispronounced your name.
The show is produced by Diego Lanao. The show's technical director and sound designer is Delvin Neville. Was that correct?
I guess I'm a sound designer. Sweet.
The show's executive producers are Sandeep Parikh and Anand Shah. This has been an EffinFunny production. Thank you so much for joining us, folks.
That's signing off for. Oh, we didn't do our we just got to do our compliments though,
and we will do yes. And this is now we've got the dessert.
Hold on. Before we do the dessert, we're gonna do our compliments and then we're gonna end the podcast. So this is still gonna be on the podcast. Okay, so listen. This is a terrific show. I feel like I got to know you a little bit more. I still feel like I'm like a little bit scratching the surface, Omar. I want to go even deeper. I'm really excited for this post show where you get a little bit, you get into your dad's photography stuff, because I the more of the iceberg that I uncover beyond just the tip, that you're offering, the more I like, Omar. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But you're just such a love. You are such a like your energy's infectious, and you brighten. You do this thing where when you talk with such joy and laughter that it brightens my mood, like instantly.
That's so nice.
It's like a constant injection of dopamine. So thank you for that. That is my compliment to you.
Thank you. Do check with your doctor to make sure that the levels are okay.
Right, this might be a problem.
Sandeep, you have a gravity to you have a grounding and gravity to your humor that I feel like is constantly missing in comedians. I feel like a lot of people have sort of untethered, just like, I got the joke, I'm just like turning the screw or hammering the nail, whatever tool-based metaphor you want to use, whereas you constantly will anchor down any joke that you're doing in a real life experience. And I feel like that is the artist in you. That is like we make a lot of jokes in this show, but it is what I love about this, and what I love about talking about these things with you is that it doesn't feel just like we're just filling time. We're just making sure there's no dead air. It is a discussion. It is a heartfelt, honest discussion. It's present. It's emotional. It's vulnerable, and vulnerability is something that I feel like we don't see a lot in comedy. People use it as an armor. So I'm very inspired by that and very touched by that.
God damn it, I love it. And thank you so much. I'm gonna eat that up, and I'm gonna also compliment Delvin for just a bang up show once again, tech wise, and jumping in and giving us the bat news, and just being, honestly, Delvin has been what he, started out as basically fan, and that's how I met him, was he's fan of the guild, and then he's just like been invaluable as a tech help and running admin for our Discord, and just, I mean, honestly, we couldn't be doing half the things we're doing without you, Delvin. So thank you. You're killing it. You're crushing it for us.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate you, dude. And then shout out to Diego, man.
Yes.
Another solid, great format, and gave us a lot of great weird news to deliver to everybody. And he's sort of the man behind the sort of the rhythm and the script that we have. So crushed it, Diego, once again. So lots of love to you guys. All right, that's how we're gonna end our and lots of love to everybody here in chat. You guys are the best.
Yes, chat.
But we're gonna hang out with you right now and enjoy more of your company with Top 10. All right, bye, podcast listeners.
Bye, podcast.
Okay.
All right, now they're gone.
Yeah. Okay, finally.
Thank God. My God.
So do we have to like I don't know, do we have to clap? Like what? I want to make it easy on Diego. I want to make it easy on Diego to cut it here. We're going to cut the podcast here. And now we are, look at you guys.
Yeah.
There you go. Make sure, Diego, you got a clean edit point. You got a clean edit point. So hopefully there's a time code or something.
There it is. Put the post-production horn there, Diego.
Yeah, just listen for that one. This is amazing. I'm just going through some chat right now.
Yeah.
This show is bringing some serious beard game. It says KP Dubs.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Oh, thanks for the hearts and the love. And yeah, I'm just trying to, again, we actually do that little like compliment thing in our stand-up class where we just like compliment each other, and it's just so nice. Like you start associating with, like, it works on this level where you start associating like taking chances and performing with like people being nice to you instead of being critical.
Yeah.
Like before you give like notes, basically, we always go like, what do we love about the guy? Like, what do we love about this performer? And just like, don't talk about his material. Don't talk about the jokes that worked or didn't work. Just like, what do you love energetically about this human being? And it's like, it definitely has this like this Pavlovian effect of like, oh, when I get vulnerable and pitch a new joke, like I suddenly get complimented. Like like the association, brain chemistry wise, 100% works. It's crazy. Delvin just fulfilled his sound designer credentials, 100%. That's hilarious. All right, Delvin, do you want us let's start this bonus content. Let's get into top 10.
Do this.
Before we get into that, we do have a hanging bit that Omar set up at the start of the show.
I do.
A story about a picture of a child that wasn't their
On
child.
my notes.
Yeah. We're gonna get into once it's just us and those podcast people can't.
Okay, so now the podcast folks are gone. My father is a very literal man and a photographer and a very good photographer, a fantastic photographer. Will like drive.
Is that his profession? That's his profession.
No, it's his.
Oh no, just this hobby.
It's his passion. Yeah, I'm looking around to see if I can. You know what? Next show, I will have at least a couple pieces approved by my father to show off online.
Oh, good. I'm gonna note that. We're gonna do that. Yeah.
And he'll like wake up at 4 a.m. in Death Valley to go like capture the sunrise, stuff like that. That's his jam. We were in Vegas one time, and there was a person with a small child, and my father had been taking pictures of. In the what is it? Is it the one with the Eiffel Tower? I forget which casino that is, or casino/hotel, but it's like the legs of the Eiffel Tower disappear into the ceiling, and he was taking pictures of them, and he was like, "Oh, this is very abstract. It's very abstract, very interesting abstract shot." And then this person comes over with a child and goes, "Do you mind taking a picture for me?" And my father goes, "Of course." And I'm charging my phone, and I turn and see this interaction happening, and I go, "Oh, let me go check on this." So I go up, and my dad takes a couple pictures, hands the phone back to the person. She looks at it and goes, "None of these are of us." And I quickly go, "Okay, before I solve this mystery, let me quickly take care of the human angle of this." And I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, I'm his son. Do you want a picture with your child here in the casino?" Like, "Yes, please. Of course. Here, I'm gonna take some portrait. I'm gonna take some landscape. There you go. You can WhatsApp this to your friends and family. Are you visiting Vegas?" "I am." "Oh, is your first time?" "It is." "Oh, I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you and your kid have a wonderful time. I hope you make wonderful memories. Have a wonderful night. Nice to meet you. Have a great time in Vegas." She leaves, and my dad goes, "Wait, she wanted pictures of her and her child?" And I went, "Yeah, what did you think she wanted?" And he was like, "I thought she wanted the pictures I was taking," which of course I'm sure she saw as peeking over his shoulder at the viewfinder, right? And I was like,
"That's amazing." God, God, Indian dads are so.
And then it was for me where he was like, "But why would you want a picture with just her and her child?" And I was like, "As my father, you're asking me that question? Okay, great. Let's unpack that over dinner. Let's go ahead and go somewhere."
So do you not have lots of pictures of you with like, do you not have pictures with your family a lot?
There are pictures of me with my siblings.
Yeah. Right. But he's
like
not
on vacations, but not like of us. Like my father will never appear. It's sort of like looking in a mirror and there's a vampire present and you don't see them in the reflection. That's kind of like what it is to like look back on vacation photos and they're just like, "Were you there at all?"
Yeah, you only know him from the like random time his thumb covered the lens slightly.
Exactly. It's
like,
Blade
"There
Runner.
He is, there's
Daddy." Yeah.
We can tag his thumb.
Zoom in on that reflection in that diner window.
Right.
There, enhance.
enhance. That's my father. Oh my gosh, amazing. So what does your dad do for?
He's a consulting engineer.
Okay.
So like, I don't know if I would break any NDAs talking about stuff he's worked on, but whatever. It's us. This is Twitch audience.
Yeah, it's just us.
This isn't like it's the internet. Like GoPros, like a lot of the
cool.
The Wii remotes. He like did designs on those. A bunch of like AR stuff, VR stuff. Just like he will come down from his like laboratory upstairs, which is just like a little den, and will just hand over glasses to me and be like, "Try these on," and it's just like this boom, things are being projected on the walls and all this stuff is happening, and I'm just like, "That's great," and I continue eating my cereal, and that's like a morning in my house.
Nice.
So.
That's super rad. Wow. Okay, cool. My dad was also an electrical engineer, or like an engineer, and but he did not cool stuff. It was not for GoPro or anything cool. He did it for freaking miniature lights on cars. So like the thing that my dad is probably the most famous for is like, you know when like all of a sudden on the road there were like those really bright white lights that like you were like, these are too bright.
Yeah.
That's my dad. The xenon lights.
That was your dad.
That was my dad. And the one other cool thing that he did was, or like his like, you know, whatever, his group, I guess, did those xenon lights. And then like the other thing that he did that actually is cool is that he figured out, or he and his his group figured out like how to reduce the amount of time between when you hit the brake and when the brake light comes on by like some amount of milliseconds, but the reaction time that it affords is like, you know, like 20 feet of.
That's incredible, right?
Yeah, so like it made a huge. Thank you, audience. Yeah. So so that's how he saved lives. He later did the xenon lights, and I guess probably caused more accidents. But yeah, so there's balance in the force.
He giveth and he taketh. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. All right, let's jump into top 10.
Here we go.
Oh shit!
All right. So if you're new to the show, this is the Impossible Top 10 Lightning Round Challenge. So we're going to give them a category. And their goal here is to name the top 10 in this category. And here's the deal. The more obscure, the lower down on the tier is, the more valuable it is. If you get the number 1 on the list, that's worth 1 point. If you guess number 10 on the list, the most obscure of them, that's worth 10 points. So even if you get the obvious ones, there's always room to catch up, unless you're doing really, really bad. And then that's it. The other thing, they get 5 minutes. It works like a chess clock. So when you're on the clock, your clock is counting down until you put your answer in. There's a little bit of strategy here. If your opponent's running low on time, you can just start answering fast just to keep the pressure on them. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, strategy. He said something about strategy. That's what I remember.
Right. So our category this week is the top 10 most streamed artists on global Spotify 2022.
Oh, okay. So this is like the Spotify Wrapped thing.
But for the world.
Yeah, so they did their rap challenge. So like, what is the global rap 2022? So we're not saying like just in the UK, just in the US.
Yeah.
This is global Spotify.
Okay. Oh, I like it. This is a very good category. Nice work, Diego. Okay, so shit. Okay, who goes first? Fuck. Okay.
All right. So since Omar lost last week, I think it should be up to Omar whether he wants to go first or second.
I'll go first.
All right, Omar's going first. All right, count in 3, 2, 1. Your time's going. Omar, go.
Okay, BTS.
Fuck.
That is correct. BTS is number 5 on the list.
Dang. Oh my gosh.
Let's give you all 5 points, not just 4. There we go. Okay, Sandeep, we're on you.
Oh no. Okay. Taylor Swift.
That is correct. Taylor Swift is, I mean, it's a relatively easy one. That's number 2 on the list, but Taylor Swift number 2 on the global streamed.
I don't know music that well.
Omar.
Okay.
Blackpink.
Who is that? I don't even know who that is.
Blackpink. Sorry, I'm afraid that's not on the list.
It should be, but okay. Okay.
Hold on. Can you state the category again?
Top 10 global streamed artists on Spotify in 2022.
So this could go into historical stuff too, right? Like it's not just like
2022
today's...
they were streamed top, yeah.
Like Beethoven.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't say Beethoven, but yeah. Okay. That's actually your next answer automatically. He said Beethoven. Okay. But I want to say like, okay. I'm going to say Beyonce. Just get it over with. What?
Sorry, Beyonce's. I mean, B is not in the top 10 globally, but nice try. All right, Omar.
Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't even know.
All right.
All right, Sandeep.
Again, I don't know. I couldn't name a single song by this person, but Ed Sheeran. It's a name I've heard a lot.
That is correct.
No.
Ed Sheeran's number 6 on the list.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
On the list.
You know, he sings that song.
Yeah, you got one?
Number 6.
That's it.
Number 6.
It's really prophetic.
You gotta pick up sticks.
Carly Rae Jepsen. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Sandeep.
Oh God. Yeah. Justin Bieber.
No.
Very good. He's on the list and he's number 8. That is a massive find, Sandeep.
Woo!
Oh,
the Biebs, because like
Bieber,
he's like
number
people
8,
just love
2022
him.
globally.
Like
All right.
I don't know
Omar.
if he came up with anything new. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Omar. Yeah.
Dua Lipa.
You can talk over his turn if you want. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, Dua Lipa.
I guess that's not on the list.
Not on the list.
Wow.
All right. What's her name? Oh my God, why can't I think of her name? They made a documentary about her. Mm-hmm. She's young. Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish.
Right, not Omar.
Dang.
Ooh,
okay.
Drake.
Oh yeah,
that is
good
correct.
one.
Correct. Yep.
Fucking
number
good one, dude.
3 on the list.
Wow.
Not worth a ton of points, but it's worth something.
Yeah,
no, hey,
it's got something.
That's
it's got
strong,
something.
8 to 16. All right, Sandeep.
I'm just gonna so I'm gonna go Michael Jackson and just see.
Okay.
If because Michael Jackson.
No, I'm afraid he did not make a comeback in 2022. I don't think.
No, but just I just feel like globally people just listen to him all the time. But okay, all right.
Omar.
Clearly not.
Let's go Pink. Shout out to Pink.
Pink.
Yeah, just
no
Pink.
Way. No way.
Oh, Sandeep.
I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't know who came out with new albums or whatever. Did it? Eminem.
That is the number 10 on the list, Sandeep. That is worth a crap load of points. Yes, Eminem, number 10, top 10 globally streamed artist in 2022 on
What?
Spotify.
Why? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. Did he come up with a new album?
But Beyonce's on the list.
I know that doesn't make any sense. This is a lie.
Maybe they're not going to Spotify for their Queen Bee fix.
Wow.
All right.
Where else are they going?
So I'm just gonna say. So we're down to the last 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not
gaps.
expect to get any points, but thank you.
So I'm gonna give a small hint here. The number 9, who's not been guessed yet, is worth quite a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about this person on this show.
Oh my gosh.
In this episode?
In this episode,
no,
or just on the
it's
show?
just part of the show.
Oh damn.
That gets complicated. Okay, I'm gonna make a guess. While I mull over that hint, that's a wonderful hint. I'm gonna say Rihanna.
Afraid not, Sandeep.
We talked about the person on the show. Who did we talk about? If only I could remember yesterday. I mean, I can't even. There's no hope for.
It might be the Cats musical, Sandeep.
By the way, we don't have chat up, so I don't. Sorry, chat, if you're saying cool stuff.
So, chat, feel free to keep guessing because you're not.
Yeah, you guys can guess because I don't know what
guess.
it is. Yeah, who did we talk about? Rishi Sunak. No, I'm just kidding. We talked about the bat.
Put that in the chat, Sandeep.
Oh wait. Oh, maybe it was his show. No, there's no way Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not gonna guess that. I don't know.
Do it.
I won't. Did we already say Lady Gaga?
Oh,
okay. I didn't think so.
All right, Omar, back to you. You get a strong time advantage, even though you're bound on points, so you can make up some ground here.
Fuck. Okay.
I could. Let's see. 2022. What were the big albums that came out? I should know this. This is the problem when you only listen to Wilco and Spoon. I'm trying to think of the albums I bought this year. I'm trying to think of the albums that I saw in the shops. It's not gonna be T and Sarah. I'm trying to think of the records that I bought recently.
Crushing me on time.
Michelle Branch.
I like that guess, but no, I'm afraid not.
Thank you. She should be everywhere, but
she's everywhere to me.
I mean, it's not, but well, what about Post Malone? That's another. I literally don't know. I couldn't name a song, but I've heard of him. No.
Okay. All right, Omar.
I'm trying to think what were the biggest albums of this year. I was gonna do a review. I should have done it earlier. I usually do it at the end of the year.
All my Spotify rap is kid stuff. Useless.
Which might be it.
Yeah, is Baby Shark still trending, or is that falling by?
Yeah.
Comforted Baby Shark.
I'm trying to. It's going to be a singer-songwriter. Someone we mentioned. It's not the Gladiators that stole money in Italy.
Well, it could be. They haven't released the names of who was doing that.
That's true.
Let's see.
I have an idea. I at least have a guess. Again, couldn't name the person.
Okay,
But I have.
I'm gonna go Solange.
Nope, afraid not.
The Weeknd.
That is correct,
What
Sandeep.
a year! Holy
The Weeknd
smokes!
is number 4 on the list.
Again, couldn't name a song. Yes.
Can you spell The Weeknd?
Oh, it's missing a letter. I know that, right? It's like, I think it's the last E is not there, right? It's the Weeknd.
The last E is not there.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be. I've never. I don't even know that this is a thing that exists.
I've
I
seen
just see
that.
that it's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
list, and I believe the list. All right.
I pretty much know The Weeknd only because of that meme, you know. It's Daniel Craig being like, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's The Weeknd."
Can I get an additional hint?
Yeah. Let's get another hint.
Let's see. The Okay. Well, the number 1 on the list
I don't even know.
is like an evil version of Bugs.
Ants.
I thought ants as well. An evil version of Bugs. Gorillas.
No, there's no way they're number 1 streams. There's no way the Gorillas are number 1 streams.
You don't know. It could be anything. They have a really popular sound on TikTok. It's just like people being like, "I'm happy," and the text tells you what people are happy about, and that's it. They're back on number 1, baby.
All right, Sandeep, it's on you.
The Beatles.
No, I'm afraid not.
I was like, and then my immediate thought was like, why are those evil? But okay.
Omar.
An evil version of Bugs.
Why did I not know?
The Black Eyed Peas.
Stop it.
Can I clarify? Is that you still trying to guess the evil version of Bugs, or was that just
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you have something to apologize for on the next
I'm working
stream.
through this.
All right,
The
Sandeep.
evil version of Bugs. I can't decide if this is a bad clue or if I need to keep really pursuing this.
We're gonna kick ourselves when we find out who it is.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's kind of sad that we can't think of number 1, right? Like that's we should know. I
will say that none of us in the chat got it, so it can't be
Nope.
that bad of it can't be that bad of a clue.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there because this is who we have talked about. This person is Kanye West on the list.
Kanye West, yep, he is
Awful.
who I was referring to. That's the number 9 on the list.
Got it.
Wow, this is a trouncing, Omar.
It is a trouncing. There are only 8 points available left to score.
Yeah,
Anyone's
but
game.
you're still
Anyone's
playing for
game.
pride at least. So, Omar, back to you if you don't want to be too
love-
embarrassed.
Omar's optimism. And
Can we get
inability
one
to
more
add.
hint to bring it home?
Yeah. Please.
So if the lead character from the books about that wizarding school, if he was a better dresser.
Harry Styles.
Oh shit!
Didn't even start your clock, man. Here, let me take 1 second off there for you. Yes,
That was an
Harry Styles.
incredible hint.
Number
That was
seven.
an
Yeah,
incredible hint.
That was great. Okay.
All
All right. And so,
Sandeep,
what do we
back
have
to you.
left?
We got 1 left. That's the evil version of Bugs.
Oh, that's still the evil. Oh, that's number 1. So wait,
That's
Harry
number
Styles
1.
wasn't number 1.
Harry Styles
Harry
was
Styles
not
number
the evil
7.
version of Bugs.
Oh,
No, why
it
would
was
he be the evil version of Bugs?
That's a good point. I don't know why, but I just thought he would be number 1. That's why I was saying that. Who the fuck is the evil version of Bugs?
This
Dude.
is the number 1 artist.
And
This
I
is
know
supposed to be the easy part of this
that's
challenge.
maybe more embarrassing.
Is it like Daffy Duck?
Let's
Is
just
it
try to work on
everything
this
about
together. It
Bugs
doesn't
the
really
wrong
matter.
way?
Bugs. Evil. So aren't bees? They're not
I
evil.
think
though. We love
Omar's in
bees.
a much closer territory than you are in Sandeep.
I
Wait,
am.
what did you just say? This is the terrible clue then.
Check that right away, Sandeep. You cannot throw this on me.
What did you say?
I said, is it Daffy Duck? Because it's Bugs Bunny, the evil version of Bugs.
Oh, so Elmer? No, wait. Evil version? Wait. What?
Oh, I got it. Of course. This is the number one artist in the world. Oh, by number one, you mean the most popular artist in the world. My apologies. I, for some reason, didn't understand the prompt.
All right, Sandy,
yeah, I got it.
What is
left.
it?
Yeah.
And then
Will Shorts over here is giving
us.
us
I'm gonna turn on
clues.
my light. I'm gonna turn my Christmas light to help me. Wait, you got it? Oh no.
Yeah, I know exactly who it is.
It's locked and loaded.
It's so funny. That's a very good hint, actually.
Right? I thought that was like.
I take it all back.
I thought it was too easy to clue, but it's for the number one, so it's 1 point, so it's okay.
Who's the evil version of Bugs Bunny? I don't know it. I'm just gonna let my time run out. I'm just gonna
think back to the cartoons. Think back to the cartoons. Or don't.
Sorry, Sandy.
I won't. I stopped thinking.
We're out of time. All right, Omar, you have 2 minutes and 4 seconds to guess this one artist that you have an excellent clue for.
Brought to the forefront with a spotlight shining from Cardi B herself. It is Bad Bunny.
That is correct, Omar. That is 1 more point for you, as well as 1:46 left on the clock. Spend it how you like, I suppose.
I don't. You get to give a speech.
Can I call? I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna pull a who wants to be a millionaire. Dated millennial reference. I'm gonna call my dad just to tell him I'm on the show.
I don't know who Bad Bunny is. I've never heard of it. I don't know what that is. You guys, I feel like I'm in. What's happened to me? I feel like I'm in like an alternate dimension. I don't.
It's
know
like
what
you're
Bad
in the
Bunny
film.
is.
What was the film Yesterday? You know, the movie where like he wakes up and there's no Beatles, but it's Bad Bunny.
So, should I know what Bad Bunny is?
But also you don't know you don't know anything about Bad Bunny, so it's like
I don't know a thing about.
The
Bad
only
Bunny.
thing different
Who
about
is
this world
Bad
is
Bunny?
bad. So you can't like become the new Bad Bunny. You're just like, oh, I just know that Bad Bunny's not around in this version.
So
of the
Bad
universe.
Bunny is a Puerto Rican rapper who's apparently the #1 most listened to person in the world.
Number one.
And what on earth? I even heard. Like, what's his most popular song?
Dials is what he was kind of like. That was kind of what people like. Started to like catch on to.
Dials.
If you have to ask, Sandeep.
What is Dials?
DILES.
I'm looking it up. This is.
I'm saying it with no accent, so you don't have to try to interpret me like using a Puerto Rican accent
Diles?
to pronounce it. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that. I just want to know if I've even heard this song before.
Sonny's gonna come back changed next week with just like these like cool sunglasses,
Never
a
heard this
real
song
nice
before in my
jacket.
Never heard this song in my life. Do they play it at clubs? I don't go to clubs. Is it at raves?
Sonny's gonna come back changed next week.
That's the number one place to hear it. It sounds like.
Has it? I'm looking at chat now. A lot of people in chat haven't heard of Bad Bunny either, so I'm not the only person. Do you guys listen to Bad Bunny?
Tune in, y'all.
Do you listen to Bad Bunny, Omar?
Not on the regular. Again, the bands I mentioned or the albums I bought recently have been Wilco, Calexico, Tegan, and Sarah. So go ahead and ask me again.
Love it. Tegan and Sarah. Did you guess Tegan and Sarah? You did, didn't you?
Did I? Wait. Did I?
No.
I don't
know.
I would have liked to.
I do want to shout out for chat. Nonimus, who is the person who got it from my clue right away, says that they only know of Bad Bunny because of The Simpsons. So.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
where I go for a lot of my music recommendations as well.
That's solid choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say. I'll be honest. Ed Sheeran threw me off. That's when I was like, I wish I could have taken a second to grab a glass of water because I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was such a big year for Ed. But
I just honestly, I have no idea. I just had heard the name. It sounds like a guy that the kids are into. I know he was in an episode of Game of Thrones, and so I threw it out there. Couldn't tell you a song. Couldn't tell you a song. He was great. He was great in that movie that you were talking about. The Beatles. What was it called?
The
again?
Yesterday movie. Yeah.
Yesterday movie. Yeah. It was great. I love that movie. I love that actor too. The lead Indian dude. He's fucking awesome. I probably should know his name. Speaking of movies, real quick, we didn't talk about it on the podcast, but before we go, and I'll let you go, but please go see The Four Samosas in theaters. it's a really delightful romp. I mean, it's an indie film. These guys shot it for like next to nothing, but it has like this bottle rocket kind of Amelie vibe to it, but it's like all Indians in it. It's like an Indian American love story that takes place in Artesia about like a heist. It's like a grocery store heist. And it's just fun. And it'd be great, if you ever want to get out there and support independent film. I know a lot of the cast in it, and Ravi Kapoor's the director. It's just like a fun romp, man. And I hope it becomes I hope it gets some cult classic action status. It is in theaters, I believe. I don't know how wide it is. It was at the Lamley 7 out here in NoHo, which is like in North Hollywood, and which is like, it's like that's where they play independent films. So it's like whatever your boutique like independent film theater that might have it, and I'm sure it will. I mean, I hope it'll have a long run, but it might go quick. So, go check it out, especially if you dig like Wes Anderson and want to see some like really cool cultural specificity. And it's just a fun, heartwarming, sweet movie. And I got to go to the premiere last night and meet the director, and there's a lot of great cast that was in it. So it's just a cool experience. But gotta get the word out. Gotta get the word out about independent South Asian film. So go check it out. You too, Omar. Check it out. It's worth it. Man.
I will. I'll let you know next week what I thought of it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that does it. That does it for ABCD, the extended Twitch only. Oh, I think what we wanted to ask chat, guys, while we have you, is I'd love to hear what you think of the podcast. If you have suggestions, if you have parts that you like, parts that you don't like. I'm asking sincerely because we do really want to make this thing rock. So if you have thoughts on the sort of the show format or anything, like, did you dig it? Were you bored? Does one part take too long? Is Omar too attractive? Like,
yes.
Like, is it distracting?
Yes.
His luscious locks. Was there too much Delvin?
Yes.
Like, they're like, people are just the whole time just wondering how beautiful Delvin is, because
Delvin, you gotta write crosswords with these hints. You just came up with those on the spot.
I was just looking at the list and just going, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, you gotta.
I'm so glad I made it tonight. It was very cool. It says Death Queen. Sandeep should become a Bad Bunny stan. I think I'm going to have to. OMG equals Omar goodness. Yeah, agreed. Omar has goodness within him. You both got great beard game.
Thank you.
Agreed. I think maybe that should be the new title.
Great beard game.
2 beards, 1 stream.
I mean, I'll tell you this: we'll rock the SEO. I know this for a fact.
Like, what was that beards? What was that pornographic?
Beautiful brown and bearded. Coming up next.
Beautiful brown and bearded.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, ABCD is something we just kind of pulled out because it was, pulled out of the butthole there because I was just kind of riffing on ideas, and I was like, oh, I'd love to take back the derogatory term of ABCD, but we could definitely, potentially rebrand. It's still early enough. We're not like overly tied to it. All right. I feel like ABCD is a good title. Says Nomad the Kid. That's cool. Great Desi discussion. Great Desi discussion tonight. KP Dubs. I like it. Yeah. Is it too Indian and Pakistani? Is it too? Are we too? I don't think so. It's too much Desi.
Wow. These are the notes I used to get on early scripts.
People.
These are the notes I used to get on early scripts. Yeah.
That's why I thought it was the token white guy. Just to.
Yeah, the token white voice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no one's coming at us with anything critical, but what would help us if you do enjoy it is please jump into the Discord and and I'll drop it in chat in case you're not in there. And there's like a weird news thread. If you do come across any weird news or topics or things you want us to talk about, that's the place to drop them.
Chuck them in.
And Diego, chuck them in there. Diego will find them, and that I think helps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of like maybe the chakras still take too long. That's like what my one thought.
Right.
I do ramble. I'm a rambler.
And I'm
just
a
good for
rambler.
podcast. Yeah, we're both ramblers.
We're both rambling men, so it does.
We can move to
men.
just the chakras that are blocked for you right now.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a way we could cut it down and hit just
Cut
for
it down,
like
so
the
you don't have to-
topics that are really hitting hard for you right now.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea.
What are we working on? Pressing each other on that.
Right. The only thing is, it is really nice that Diego's writing these questions.
For sure.
What's Diego working on? What's Diego working through at the time?
What does Diego think we need to work on? That's really the question.
It's going to be a lot of root chakra questions, I can tell you that right now.
Exactly.
Cool. So crown chakra, you got to pull up your credit score according to Diego.
But maybe that is the thing. Is just like, hey, Diego, pick 4 chakras, and we just do 2 each, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we don't hit them all. That's maybe a good idea.
Yeah.
Next week, we're probably going to have Jasmine as our guest.
Amazing.
Jasmine Buller, that bronze girl. So that'll be fun. So we'll be asking her the chakra questions. But okay, all right. I'm curious to hear, if people in the podcast, like, I wonder if this podcast will do better because it's shorter,
right?
Or if I don't know if anybody is really listening to the podcast regularly, but if they're like, oh, I wish that they had the game in there, I wonder if they'll miss the game and want that back. But I'm curious about that.
My workout was ruined.
Exactly.
Last 15 minutes of my workout, I had nothing to listen to. It just ended. You told me to pull up Twitch on my treadmill.
I just skipped the elliptical this week.
I just
skipped it this week because there was no game to listen to.
And we don't want to affect people's, routines like that. So let us know.
Yeah. Let us know. Yeah, exactly. We want you to get your steps in. Okay. All right. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll say goodbye to Twitch now. Thanks.
Perfect.
I'll just say this real quick before I go. I might jump back on stream tonight and game with some of the usual suspects, the Adams and I think D and maybe I don't know if Coco's around. I don't know. We'll see. L Bell maybe. I don't know. So that might happen pending when I check on my family. So don't be surprised if there's another.
Or you want to just go quiet in case you're about to pop right back up?
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, I do want to raid out. Let's raid out. All right. Whatever. If people want to come back.
We're gonna raid over to Coco Confession, who's currently on day 3 of a lupus fundraiser. She's a good friend of the community.
Amazing.
Yes. To be clear, she's not raising funds for lupus. Okay, she's against lupus itself. This is
it's a very good.
Just to be very clear, this is lupus research. Okay, that confuses a lot of people. But go support, please. Love Coco.
All right, you have 7 seconds to vamp.
I still love Coco.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. See you next week.